I believe in marketing, but I believe in marketing and making sure you're fishing in the right pond. But I do believe in marketing.
Yeah.
But strategic marketing and understanding who your client is. Word of mouth is super, super powerful. If you're working on your brand, coach a few people for free. And then they'll be the happy ones, and then they'll tell a friend, and so on, and so on, and so on.
All right, we are doing a 10-part series on how to be a successful life coach. I'm here with the legend, Mr. Tim Storey. This is part 8, and we're talking about marketing. Now, Tim, you are the Forrest Gump of this industry. You are the wild duck, the weird bird.
Thank
who seems to have it all kind of figured out. And people coming to you, A-list celebrities, athletes. How do people do it? How do you become that magnet for great clients?
You know, the interesting thing is, and that's why I need your help on this subject, is because the way most people marketed themselves to become really, really good at what they do, like if I was to go through Facebook or if I look at Instagram, I see a lot of ads from like really good guys. I won't name their names, but I see all these ads. If you go through Facebook, Instagram, you're not going to see these Tim Storey ads. But yet, look at the reach I have. From TV shows to movies to plays, speaking to 75 countries, getting upwards to 2,000 invitations a year. So how did it happen?
That's what I'm asking you, though, right? I mean, the way I see it is you just go in and you provide insane value that people want to talk about you, and they want to spread the message, and they want to have you come back and then help their friends.
You totally gave the answer.
Okay.
So the answer to me is value. So I remember one time I was going to go to Rome. So a friend of mine said to me, "Oh man, you got to go to this restaurant." And so he gave me the name of the restaurant, and I kind of thought it would be like in the Beverly Hills part of Rome, almost by the Spanish Steps there.
Yeah.
And we just kept going down and down and down and down. I mean, it was like all these curves, and then it looked like a little house. But this was this restaurant that everybody wanted to go to because of this amazing chef. But I thought about something. That this guy was so good at making food that we went down all these twists and turns just to eat his food. That's how I wanted to be as a coach. I wanted to have such value, right? That you got to try to find them. You know, there was a time about 5 years ago, I knocked my whole website out on purpose. So, you know, I'm timstory.com. I knocked it out for 2 years on purpose just so people couldn't find me easy. And it worked. Because sometimes mystery is what people are looking for. Isn't that interesting? Now, do I believe in marketing? Yes. Do I believe in taking out ads? Yes. Okay. Do I believe in funnels if they're good? Yes. But I also believe in what Prince did as an artist. So you never saw like Prince as an artist marketing himself on Facebook or Instagram. He was mysterious. So Prince could say to people, "I'm playing at 12 midnight on February 14th at the House of Blues." You'd see Madonna in the front row, Justin Timberlake. This is all a true story. Gwen Stefani, biggest models, Stevie Wonder. Why? His value was so great, you'd show up at 12 midnight. Boom, because it was Prince. So I think value is what's driven people, to me and to you.
How did you get your first client?
First client came from, this is an interesting one. I was in seminary, and a friend of mine asked me to speak at a ROTC group. I was a sophomore in seminary, and I was not a speaker yet. And so I said, you know, I don't really know what to say. And he helped me with some notes, and I was really funny. So they said, can you come back? And so I started going back, and so it was every Tuesday to speak to this group. It kind of shocked me when every time they'd give me an envelope and it had a $50 check that said Tim Story. Because I never did it for the money, but they gave me $50. So that was good when you're young, because then you can buy gas and, do your laundry. But then something happened to me where I got a break. As I got just a little bit older, I was speaking somewhere, and Reggie White was there. Reggie White was a famous football player for the Philadelphia Eagles at one time. And he was there, and he saw me, and he said, hey, man, I like you. He goes, I want to start booking you in chapels to motivate NFL players. I'm in my 20s. Reggie White, the Reggie White, starts booking Tim Story in all these chapels. Now, this is how the life coaching started. This is so cool. See, some things in life you decide, other things you discover. Okay? So when I would speak at these chapels, when I'd get done, guys would come up and go, hey man, can I get your phone number? I'd like to hook up with you. So some of the biggest stars in the NFL, I'm in my 20s, started asking me for my number. I started coaching before I realized I was coaching. Isn't that cool? They started paying me before I realized that I was in the business of coaching. So I think that it was one of those things, because I love the Bible. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. But let's go back to standard approaches of marketing, because as you said, I'm a bit of a Forrest Gump, okay? I do believe in the way a lot of my buddies market. Like a Grant Cardone, he needed to fill up a stadium in Miami. He had billboards, he had marketing, he had cross promotion. Even I had a commercial for him. So a lot of people, cross promoted because we love him. And so, he had like about 35,000 people. And you got to market at times. And so I believe in marketing, but I believe in marketing and making sure you're fishing in the right, pond. Make sure you're fishing in the right pond. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
What does that mean to you, to fish in the right pond?
But you have to be targeting the right people.
Exactly.
Right? Ideal clients. What was super interesting for me was your entire marketing strategy seemed to revolve around your very first speaking gigs.
Yes.
You're getting paid $50 a time. And the key thing that came back to me, the words that you said were, we want you to come back.
Yes.
Because you provided value. We want you to come back.
So I would say most places I've ever been invited, I get invited back over and over and over and over. A lot of people that I coach, because I do one-on-one coaching, the reason I have a line to coach with me is because the same people keep signing up. I have some people that I've been coaching for 25 years, and I don't coach them every week. Some of them I coach like every other week or once a month, but very powerful people who run Beverly Hills. But I guess I must be offering value in a service that they need.
They want you to come back.
Yes.
People just keep wanting you to come back.
Yeah, but I do believe in marketing.
Yeah.
But strategic marketing and understanding who your client is. Again, I'm a good comeback coach. If you need a comeback, call me.
So if I'm a life coach, I want to build my brand, I want to get new clients. I don't necessarily want to sell at a stadium of 35,000 people, right? Fishing in the right pond. That's not my pond if I'm a life coach.
Yeah.
How do you recommend I go about starting to market my services?
I think one thing is to do things for free for a period of time. A lot of people don't like this. But I really do believe in giveaways. Do you know that several writers that have had best-selling books, they never went out to have a best-selling book. They wrote a book, created like an ebook, and sent it to like 20 friends. Just as I want to bless you. The friends saw it and went, holy schmoly guacamole. I can name a few, but I'm not going to. Same thing with coaching. If you're working on your brand, coach a few people for free. And then they'll be the happy ones, and then they'll tell a friend, and so on, and so on, and so on. Word of mouth is super, super powerful. Most of the celebrities I have, which I life coach right around 300 celebrities, and people say, how do you do all of them? I don't do them all at once. It's word of mouth. They didn't necessarily see me on Oprah or Steve Harvey or something. It's usually word of mouth.
How many people could you take on at once?
I have a lot, but I have a lot of energy.
We know that. But
I got a lot.
What's the upper first for a life coach watching?
Yes.
What's a higher end number of people that you think somebody should be able to manage at once?
If somebody is coaching in one day, I think 5 clients a day is enough at 1 hour.
Right.
Because I think you should coach. There needs to be a small break. You should coach. Needs to be a small break. You definitely need to, as we talked about earlier, you need to turn the page for a second.
Right.
And so I know coaches that like coach 8 hours straight, 8 clients. Man, you almost need somebody to like shovel you off and take you to the next destination. It can be exhausting.
Especially with what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm dealing with some heavy duty stuff that can really change somebody's life. Like, you know some people I coach. I mean, I've been with like some of the most famous celebrities in the world, and the next day they're gonna go on national TV and talk about a huge dilemma.
Right.
I mean, I can name 2 guys like that right now. When I say guys, it could be one could be a man, one could be a woman. But I better like be fresh. 8 hours of coaching straight is not gonna make me fresh.
Got it. And how important do you think the branding of you being the comeback guy has been to your success?
Changed my life.
Okay.
Changed my life. And you want to know how that happened?
Yeah.
So I was playing golf with a sports agent
Okay.
and another friend who's a producer. And I missed a putt. I'm a golfer. I'm going to Palm Springs to golf. I'm leaving tonight. So I missed a putt, and the guy goes like this, "You had a setback." It's the truth, because we were playing competitive. And I go, "I did, but I'm not going to take a step back." And I said, in fact, I'm not going to sit in my setback. I'm not going to settle in my setback. And I'm not going to cement myself in my setback. And then the guy goes, "Have you ever said that before?" I go, "No." I said, "In fact, when I'm feeling the sting of my setback, life is about to give me my comeback." And the guy goes, "Oh my God, you're on fire." He goes, "Write it down." That's how I started the comeback teaching. This was in the late 80s. And I went and I started writing it down on my little scorecard. And so we had like 5 more holes to go. I literally wrote all 12 chapter titles while I was on the freaking changed my life.
Wow.
That statement changed my life. Could you imagine being like on Super Soul Sunday with Oprah, right? And then, you hug her. You're in Santa Barbara. You've seen her show. And then you sit down, and she's my buddy, so I don't know what she's going to talk to me about. But she sits down, and she has my Comeback and Beyond book, and she goes, "Oh my God, I love what you say on page 67. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, my life is changing. Oprah is holding my book for 1 hour." It all started on the golf course.
You got to hang around that buddy of yours from the golf course more often.
Exactly. So marketing for you is important. Marketing for me is important. Marketing for me now is for me to keep being Tim Story.
Love it.
To go through airports and still be the guy that's high-fiving people, loving people, wherever I am, still being that guy. That's marketing, because it's word of mouth. It's like, hey, he came from here, but now he lives this way, but he's still cool. That's marketing.
Awesome. So once again, this is a 10-part series on how to build a successful life coaching business with Tim Story. Up next, episode 9 on how to price your services. Go click the link. We'll see you there.